That's right, last night FNCS Invitational just ended and we got to look at who lifted up the crown as the only FNCS champions of Chapter 3 Season 4. Today I'm going to be telling you what went down in the final 6 matches and who brought it out in the end. Trust me, the ending was crazy. If you enjoy, make sure you go JKC in Fortnite item shop as that's the #1 way to support me, and let's get right on into it. In 10th place, we had Larson and Smite on 226 points. They were conned the entire time, and it's truly impressive to get 10th place while being conned at Crim Gables. In number 9th place, we had Zeet and KBR from the Brazil region, representing them a lot. We had some really good Brazil standout performances this time, and I can't wait to see in the future LANs what they can bring to the table. In 8th on 230 points, we had Joe FN and Z Andy, who won game 3. They didn't have as good of a day 2, they dropped down 3 places, but I'm sure they'll still be decently happy with 8th out on one of the most competitive events of all time. In 7th was Bad Sniper and Noah Riley on 235 points. They had a much better day 2 and actually rose multiple spots, putting them in 7th place. In 6th was Hen and Vortex with 239 points. These guys were 40th after day 1 but came 2nd in day 2. They won game 8 and had 4 games in day 2 with over 7 elims. These guys absolutely popped off and they fully deserve the 6th place. Going from 40th to 6th is truly incredible and is an example for us all that you shouldn't let your mentality mess you up for day number 2. Coming into top 5 we had Faison and Kitos on 250 points. They're showing massive for Brazil and putting them on the map. They had another really good comeback in day 2. They were 17th and they came all the way to 5th with a really solid day number 2 for them. In 4th place we had Thomas HD and Trippern with 372 points. They dropped out of the top 3 in day 2. This is because they only made endgame 3 times in yesterday's competition, compared to the 4 times in day number 1. I'm sure they'll be slightly disappointed, but 4th place is still incredible. Moving into the top 3, we had Cold and Scented on 308 points. They had an incredible day 2. With them being 8th in day number 1, they moved all the way up to 3rd. They were literally about 70 points below Thomas HD and Trippern, and they overtook them in the end. They won game 2 and every single game in day 2 was past 20 minutes. This shows how consistent they were playing at their drop, how consistently they were managing their storm surge, and how consistently they were getting to their end games. They played extremely well and represented NA East at the highest level, getting the home crowd excited. In 2nd place, 40 points above 2nd at 348 points, we had Queasy and Vino. These guys won game 5 and won game 7. They had the joint highest average elims with 1st. And they were on high pretty much every single game. Every single game they made endgame, they were on height. I have an unfortunate story to tell you about these two after we've discussed the number 1 team. Number 1 was Cami and Seti. What a surprise. They had 368 points. They were the truly dominant team in the lobby. They won 4 games in this tournament. That is 1/3 of the games. They won game 1, game 6, game 9 and game 11. And at the end, their celebration was just a firm handshake. They had the highest average elims in the whole tournament, as also the lowest average placement due to the 4 wins. They played for a variety of positions, and they even popped on height 2 out of the 12 games. And they were 2 games they actually won. And one of the games they took height off Queasy and Vino. Lifting the trophy, seeing them lifting the trophy was such a buzz. There was confetti falling from the ceiling, the whole crowd was going crazy. It was honestly insane.
2022 champions, Cami and City!
We need to discuss the landing on each other. So Vino and Queasy coming into the last game were 12 points behind Cami and Seti, and they knew if Cami and Seti went down off spawn, they'd only have to get 12 more points and they'll win the whole tournament. So they landed on Cami and Seti at the gas station in the middle of the map, and things went crazy. Seti went down and Queasy went down, leaving Cami and Vino to have a 1v1 0 building spawn fight to see who would win FNCS Invitational. Vino ended up missing a shot, so Cami took it out, and as soon as Vino died, they knew they'd won because no one else was close enough to catch up to them, and they had a really wholesome moment. I'll show you the clip.
Queasy, Vino are trying to take it by force!
You only win in one way, and that's taking that crown! Vino is here! Queasy is here! Down goes Seti! It's a big trade! It's a one-on-one! This has to be one of the most explosive head-to-heads we have ever seen! Vino has to get this thirst here. He knows now it means everything. We might as well seal this deal! Why wait?
Bubble shield going out. He's trying to bait it. He's trying to bait the revive so that way Cammy might peek. Breaks through the wall. Shot's gonna be fired! And they do it! Become Legends are on top!
Become Legends has officially managed to win the biggest fight of their careers!
Other standout stars for Game 2, Clix won Game 9 with a clutch with the mantle. I'll show you guys that clip as well.
Ready on the day, using these builds to try to keep that advantage. Duke, he's in a fray. He ends up on top. Clix and Duke could take the game with Vortexers going down. Bevy outside of zone. He has the only chance right now, but he gets the down on the Duke. Clix versus Bevy. He's trying to go for the heal. But Clix takes the game.
In a 1v1 situation, Clix does not let us down. What a tag!
It's honestly crazy to see so many big names show up massive, and I think Clix just had to get a win just for the content. Mustache and Malabuka won the final game with a 13 elim win. They certainly don't want to leave it out on a bad game. They wanted to clutch up, and they're two of the best fighters I've ever seen in my life, and if they can get 13 elims in one game, they could have seriously won this tournament if it was on a different day. This was a crazy event, and I want Fortnite to host more LAN events in the future. It'd be crazy to see more of these hosted. The crowd was really fun, the trophy was insane, the players were just such a vibe, and I want this to continue. If you've enjoyed, or you yourself enjoyed the LAN event, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.